All right, you guys, welcome back to another episode of Banished. And in today's episode, we're starting off right where we left off in front of the new docks that we have. And so far, I haven't even gone that far. I just went through the winter that we had coming up on us at the end of the last episode. And I'm still in love with this dock design. It just looks so cute. Normally when I build docks in past episodes, I've always had this area be much wider in between the docks, and it's always too much room for me to actually be able to decorate nicely. But this, having it, I believe it's like 3 blocks wide. Yeah, 3 blocks difference is pretty perfect, honestly. But I also asked you guys at the end of last episode what I should name this sheep. It is currently my mascot, and hopefully this episode we'll be able to get some sheep coming around so that we can fix this stored clothing problem. But someone down below, oh my goodness, someone. We had a commenter on the last episode named Triple B Rewin, Burin, I guess. He went ahead and said that we should name it Dolly the Sheep because it was the first cloned mammal back in 1996. And being a history buff I absolutely love that idea. It's ingenious. We got Dolly, our little sheep, sheep number 1. I wish I could rename that to say Dolly on it. But she will be our mascot for this rest of this series with this town of Foxholm. Thank you, B. Ren, for that comment down below. It really was smart. I should have thought about it, but I didn't. But anyways, we're back to today's episode, and as you saw by the title of the video, we're going to be working on more graveyards. Because we're desperate for some. We have quite a few people, obviously, and that means quite a few people are dying too as we sit here and play the game. But all of my different cemeteries that I have going on, that one, the one over there, they're all pretty much maxed out. And if they aren't maxed out, they get maxed out rather quickly. So we're going to go ahead and actually expand the graveyard that we have right here and just do like a giant section here. And we'll have, of course, the houses keep going out this way eventually. But for right now, I just want to work on this graveyard. Now, the one I used here was the transparent fenceless cemetery, which is not the village. The village one I like too, just because of the fence look. I like the fence gate, but it doesn't match what we have there. Hello? Oh, we're saving. Yeah, it doesn't really match the style that we have going on, because that's a very dark church. I wanted to keep it similar to that church. So this is the one that we want to do for today. And I want to go ahead and just have it be even. 29 by 29. We can't do 30 by 30. I really want to do 30 by 30. So let's go ahead and just flatten this area. 30 by 30. Okay, and then let's plop down. I just found it and now I lost it. Here we go. Transparent fenceless cemetery right here. 30 by 30. And then I want to go ahead and have, where is it? It ends right about here. And I want to go ahead and have this come down. Let's do, if we could do 20 by 27 from the corner. And where's the corner at? Where's the corner here? 20 by 27. 30, 26. Oh my god. Why is this so hard? 26. There we go. Okay, and then we can go ahead and plop it down. And then we'll have quite a large area. Why do I always go there? It's always... You'd think I've played this game long enough that I would know exactly where I'm going to put it. So we'll go ahead and have a giant cemetery here. We'll put a fence all around it like we normally do. And then I'll be right back with you guys. So enjoy this quick little time lapse of me putting down some more fences like usual. All right, so I think you guys might be wondering why on earth I built this monastery out here when I said I was going to be building a bunch of graveyards. Well, I was looking through the different churches options and things like that, and yeah, building a church over here would have been better because of this, but I liked the look of this monastery. You know, in some older games, like let's just think of Skyrim, for instance, when you see a mass graveyard, there's always an undertaker of some sorts, as well as an undercroft for the people who are richer and get to actually be buried inside an area like that. And I just thought that this monastery actually fits the theme even better for that purpose and that goal. So that's kind of like the caretaker of this entire area for all these different graveyards. But I really like the way it turned out. I'm going to go ahead and, of course, just spruce it up with some bushes like I normally do. I could go ahead and actually place down normal bushes. I don't have to do much more. Oh, that purple one actually looks kind of cool considering it's like a graveyard. Be awesome. Let's do some ghost block bushes, though, because we can't get too close without actually doing ghost blocks. Oh, yeah, that one looks great. It's going to be sticking out. It's going to be hilarious. Yeah, and just do a few like this, and maybe some smaller ones that are kind of prettier than normal. And just kind of put them around everywhere. And then what was that main tree I used on the other side? Because I totally forgot. This guy? Rough evergreen tree. Rough evergreen. This one. Okay. Yeah, I love the look of that one. It just reminds me of when you're like looking at a type of graveyard in spooky, scary forest, and you would see these tall, kind of weeping looking trees. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and plop some of those down. Now we only have one graveyard cemetery so far built. The rest of these are still... two. The rest of these are still being built as we speak. And don't mind these, I'm just starting a new section of houses. But we're focusing over here for today's episode. So, of course, I want to make it match all the decorations we have over here with the trees and such. However, I also want to go ahead and put down some blocks like this. I put down mossy stone roads to go throughout because I thought it looked a little bit better inside of an area like this. However, I can't build it through here. I'm not about to get rid of all these graves. So I'm going to put down this moss square. It's a ghost block, but at least I can make it look like there is an actual pathway running throughout. I'm going to do that to part of the cemetery as well, because with that I could actually go ahead and like make it look more... They don't have to be a straight line, if that makes sense, because when you build these, they act like they're supposed to be built in a straight line, and you can't build a graveyard on top of it, even though it's like a fenceless one or whatever, because it's not technically a transparent block. So I'm going to go ahead and do that a few times and just kind of have a few little trails kind of walking through to different spots. I like how she just immediately starts building this. Things like that, you know, and just kind of have it look a bit more natural than having just these square roads everywhere. And especially like over here, we could do a really big one. That's funny that she built it when they just pop up automatically. Huh. I wonder why is that? Interesting. Alright, now that we got some extra pathways going through, I'm loving it. It's looking good. It's looking really good so far. And we already have graves filling this place up. Number one reason, aside from us just having people dying in the masses, that I wanted to build these cemeteries is because of the happiness bar. If you don't have enough graves for the citizens that are dying, then your citizens can't go and mourn them anywhere, and they get very sad. And when they get very sad, they don't work as hard, and then everything just kind of goes down the drain. But yeah, they kind of went ahead and they finished putting in all these bushes here. So now I'm going to go ahead and actually plop down a bunch more of them everywhere throughout, because I want it to look like it's actually a forest at the same time as a cemetery. You know, like those creepy old cemeteries where they kind of look like everything just kind of got taken over by the forest, even though they have a bunch of graves everywhere. So I'm just going to go ahead and pretty much spam click everywhere just to make it look nice. Then we also had some Skinny Town birches, right? Skinny Town birch, yeah, just a few of these throughout to make it look a little better. And then what was this one? Town willow, thick meadow wood, willow, where are you? I could do a few pines. That would look okay, because pine is a natural growing tree in this area. Oh, here's the willows. We could do a few willows just to make it look a little bit sadder. Oh my god, look at all the trees just pop up out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. I feel like we need a few more in this area. do a few of these random tall spindlewoods just to make it seem a little scarier. Just a little scarier. That old one right in the middle. And I wanted like a tree stump too, kind of like show that some of these trees are super duper old in comparison. And they've already been chopped down. Okay, so we got that going on. Let's do one more evergreen there. And then we need some bushes, of course. Do a couple bushes here and there. And do a few other colors. Definitely, if you're trying to make it look like natural, then you just kind of want to mask click around. Spam click, if you will. Just because it doesn't make sense if you do it in like a certain pattern, because then you can tell someone obviously went ahead and pre-picked exactly where they're going to put it. Now I also want to put down some ground coverage. Where's the ground coverage? This one? No. This one, I can't do ground coverage because that doesn't actually have, dang it. But what we can do, where is it? I always forget where it is. It's terrible. I use it all the time, but I forget where it is. Here. I can put down a little pond, like there, and then let's do, we can put down a few benches too. That would be kind of nice. You go to visit your loved ones and you have a place to sit. That would be nice. And we're just going to kind of spam those as well and just place them randomly. And then we can also go ahead and place down some extra graves. I want to put these extra graves along the edges because we don't actually have this area marked as a cemetery, because obviously I have to keep everything in perfect squares. So I want to go ahead and just make the edges look like we actually have used them for graves, even though they're pretty much not going to be real. They're just for looks. In case you don't know by this playthrough, I do a lot of things just for looks. A lot of things are for looks. Just throw down a plop full of them. And that would work out pretty well. Let's go ahead and see from this side view how it looks. I do like it, but I feel like it's missing something. It might just be the fact that it needs more graves to make it look like it's actually being used, aside from just a random maze of a forest that's going on here. I could do another one of the ponds if I wanted. That might actually be cool. Yeah, let's do another. Oh, but then the graves are going to pop up through it. I didn't think about that, did I? I did not think about that. Oops. Let's actually go ahead and just... Let's go down to this monastery. Plop down one of these campfires right in there, because that makes sense. We could do some carts on their way with some goods everywhere, because it is a monastery. They definitely need some goods. We could do some extra rocks, just kind of placed randomly again, to make it look a bit more like a forest. I really made this dense over here compared to everywhere else. But, you know, it is what it is. I think it's looking pretty good so far. Let's go ahead and wait until they finish putting everything down, though, before I make my final thoughts. I know what we're missing. We can just go ahead and mass spam some different color grass textures. That would look pretty cool, because when you're in a cemetery, they have some dirt in different places. They have some different areas that are kind of overgrown. They don't have everything looking just pretty and perfect, that's for certain. Country square. We'll do a few of everything pretty much. I'm not going to do the bricks. That just seems a little weird. Grass. I could do a few grass pieces. Make it look a little meh. Just a little meh. And I think that's going to about do it. Yeah, I'm definitely liking the way it's looking. It'll probably feel a lot more like a cemetery. Obviously, when we have more graves in it, like this part of town over here with these little gravestones, are not the tree. The graves already look so much better than just having it nothing. Pretty much nothing. Look at those right there. Even though there's only 3, they do look a lot better. And now we have plenty of space for people to mourn their dead when they die, because they have been dying rather quickly in this game. But I think that's going to about do it for this episode, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this little... I just realized I put the same roof twice over here. How did I do that? And here. How's that? Okay, whatever. Whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, you guys. I know I definitely did. I love doing things like this and just mask clicking and making things look natural. Like a natural forest and things like that for Cemetery. That has an actual purpose, though. That's why ghost blocks are my favorite thing in this game. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for the love going out in these videos in this series. I hope you're learning some design tricks, especially with the different things I'm doing around the town. And if you do have anything you'd like to comment, make sure you leave a comment down below. If you did enjoy this episode or you picked up some good tips on how to decorate, please make sure you leave a like. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe because it really does help out my channel, you guys. And it does show your support. And just doing videos is hard because a lot of times you think you're talking to no one. But when you see people like or comment or actually subscribe to your channel, you have no idea how uplifting it is for that person creating that content. Even though I'm not making money off of this and I'm just having fun with it, it's still such a positive influence to see people reacting positively to the content I'm making, because I know that I'm not just talking to no one, that I do have people out there that are listening. And for all of you that are listening and for all of you that do enjoy, I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. And as always, you guys, I will see you all in the next episode. Bye, guys.